Hey everyone, how's it going? As promised, I'm making a video of my steamvac deluxe, and I just finished using up the rest of the solution from the big green video, so I've done this area where the machine is, so it's already been cleaned with the bissell. So I kind of combined this into a first use, because this is the first time this machine will be used to clean or that it's had water, but also a kind of like a test to see how well this upright does against the canister without rotating brushes. And they're from the same, like roughly around the same time period, like late to mid 90s. So this is a 1997, I think it was, and I believe that bissell was a 96, I think, if I remember looking, not having it in front of me, I can't remember, but I think somewhere around there. So basically, we're talking around the same time period. And I'll just go over how to get your machine started up and ready for use. So I have filled it up with hot water to the fill line, and then I've got the steamvac solution in its cup, and I like to fill this up with water first. I think it makes more sense instead of filling it up afterwards. You can do whatever you want. If you want a foamy mist, then go ahead and pour the solution in first, followed by the water. So anyways, I'm just gonna add that into the hot water, turn it up, turn on, tighten the cap, and just kind of slosh it around a little bit. No need to shake the molecules. They all start to combine right away. Go ahead and attach it. I'm going to set the selector to high, and looks like my trigger was stuck in the on position. I thought I heard water flowing through. You can see it just lost water, but I think we're good to go now. So go ahead, put the handle back and turn it on by stepping on it right there. Alright, so I wasn't going to talk while I was doing it because it's kind of loud, but as I was pushing the machine forward, I was holding the trigger, and then when I pulled it back, I was still holding the trigger, so I didn't release the solution trigger. And then I made a pass forward with the trigger off, and then pulled it backwards. with the trigger off, which is your dry pass. They recommend, Hoover recommends going like a wet pass, holding the trigger forward and holding it backwards, and then followed by going forward and then backwards again, not holding the trigger, and that's your dry pass. So that's what I do. And now when you're done with this, I like to go ahead and rinse the rug. You can add vinegar, and it's especially good if you add vinegar if you've got hard water, or you can even get this product called Calgon water softener and add that to the clean water to do a rinse of your rugs. It really helps. And you know, additionally, I like to turn off the brushes and give it make my dry passes with the brushes off. It diverts more suction to the nozzle instead of taking it away to run the turbines to do the rotating brushes, and it helps the carpet kind of come back to life and get rid of the swirly marks that the brushes leave, because some people say that that's not the greatest to have the rotating brushes, but whatever. So yeah, and then people say you should let it dry before you do a rinse, but honestly I've never really done that. I've just kind of done the cleaning process and gone over it with the brushes off to dry it a little bit more. Then I filled it right up with the clean hot water with no solution and done my rinse doing the same thing. Typically with the rinse I usually just go forward and pull it back. Depends on how much of a rinse you want to give it. I mean, if you want to go ahead and hold the trigger and do the recommended wet pass, holding it and then pulling it backwards and followed by the dry pass, what have you. It's kind of personal preference. But so there's that, and I'll go ahead and show you what we picked up in that little bit. Now, like I said, I had just used the Bissell big green canister, not my big one, and we'll see if we can what the water looks like. I should have gotten a glass container or something for you guys to see, but that was poor planning on my part. Let me see if I can kind of get these suds to dissipate a little bit. Alright, bear with me. Sorry about this. Just ill planning on my behalf. It would help if this was a clear container. I don't know if you can see right there with the water flowing. It's really not dirty at all. So I would say that actually, let me go. Bear with me a second. I'm gonna go grab a glass for you guys. Alright, sorry, that's really not professional on my behalf. So here's a measuring cup. So you can just see just exactly how... Actually, now that I look at that, it's I'd say it removed a fair amount compared to the Bissell. So, yeah, so view that how you want. And like I said, after I finished stopping the video from the Bissell, I continued and kept going over this area until I used up the solution. So it has it had quite a bit of product put on, and I cleaned it quite a bit. So yeah, so I guess this machine does do a pretty good job. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.